Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Welcome, one and all. Okay, let me make sure you can hear me. Okay, yes, you can. Very good. Um, well, in that case, nothing to do but grab some slides. I think I'm ready. I think I'm ready. Hold on. No, that was from yesterday. That was from yesterday. Hold on. I knew that was too easy. Okay, continue, allow, and okay, coming up. Now, let me see who was here first. Ooh, my goodness, quite a conversation. Mary H., thank you so much for being first. There are no prizes, but I am eternally grateful. Thank you so much. Hello, Fancy Fancy, Ingrid Soers, Judy Mutasid. Let's see, Joya Moore. Um, hmm. Oh, Kathy G. Love wins movement. Ha. Okay. There we go. Slides are up. And perfect. Okay, so I don't know if you heard the news or not, but guess who's coming to London? With a little caveat, of course. We don't know if Meghan is going. I repeat, we do not know if Meghan is going. So far, I believe they put her on the list, but there is no confirmation. So rest assured that if our Harry doesn't get everything that he has requested, then he will be there for as short a time as possible and then return home. Um, if I was the tabloids, if I was his father, even if I was his brother or anybody else concerned, considering that the royal family is in a downward spiral, if I was them, I would make up. I would try to make things right. Seriously. I would try to make things right because they are hanging on by a thread. And we spoke about this on several occasions after the coronation. Until Charles goes to meet his maker, they ain't got nothing. Nothing. There is no occasion so great that it is going to attract the type of attention that they desire. Even if they had an Olympics game, I don't think it would help. I don't know what will help, but they are in trouble because those precious Cambridge kids, now the Waleses kids, but those precious Cambridge kids, it is going to be a long time. It is going to be a long time before they are able to handle official royal duty. Already, they have pushed them in front of cameras. And I have to say, it's not really a good look. I mean, these are modern times. And I think that one of the things that we can say about the younger generation is that they speak about things like anxiety, mental health and awareness, uh, respecting one another's space, all of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I got a feeling that the young royals, I don't care which individual family unit they come from, they're going to speak about their feelings. They're going to speak about their privacy and such in a way that is, right in line with the rest of the young people. And they will call certain things out. It's not like the past. And I got this feeling that the way they used to do things is not going to fly in the future. that there will be people crying from within the institution, meaning the royals themselves, the young royals, and outside of the institution, people who will identify how bad that upbringing is. Now, Harry has been fighting not just for his own children, not even just for himself and his wife, but he has also had an eye toward the institution because the only way to preserve that institution is to modernize it, not go backwards. Going backwards has security, of course, because, well, after all, you know how they said, isn't that the way we've always done it? I just don't think that that's going to work in the future. But you know what? I'll let the younger generation worry about that. Um, long as my Archie and Lilybit Diana are not within that place, I'm okay with it. I mean, I'm sad about it. Don't get me wrong. I'm still sad for the other kids, but just don't mess with my children, and those collectively are our children. Okay. Uh Let me see here. I'm going to scroll all the way to the end. My goodness, you guys have been having a conversation. They need Princess Harry and they need Princess Harry and Meghan. I get you. Mackenzie, hi Mackenzie. Uh-huh. Harry is not going to the UK to see the royal family. He is also going for his Well Child Foundation. Um, okay, so this must be a different Well Child event, right? Because if he does go to the Well Child, that is usually in the fall. That's usually in September. It's not to say that it's impossible that he's going to see them, but if you know something I don't, that's good though. I mean, they need him and he needs them too because that is something that has been very fulfilling. Is his time with Well Child. So either way, it's a win-win. So what is Harry going to the UK for? Oh, I'm so sorry. Um, I'm so sorry. Let me sort that out. Okay. The Invictus celebration is in September. You know, it's 10 years um, for Invictus, right? So I believe they're having a ceremony at the St. Paul's Cathedral, right? Okay. Mm-mm-mm. You know what? You would think I would have that ready, right? You would think I would have that ready. I do not. Hold on. Hold on. I had everything ready but that. Okay, I'm going to tell you what I was doing for the past hour and a half. There was a lovely conversation for the people on Spoutable with Christopher Bosey. So if you guys are in Spoutable, sometimes they have those little conversations that pop up. So I don't know if you all have a Spoutable account, but I do. And I was there for it. And it was very, very interesting. So, um, again, if you don't have a Spoutable, you really should. I want Christopher's platform to someday overtake Twitter. Okay, that's what I'm looking forward to. Okay. You know, that picture of Kate and Charles looking like they're about to kiss is so disturbing to me. Uh, oh man, that is funny. That is funny. Okay. But yes, they're going to it's in May, and they're going for the celebration of 10 years of Invictus. Oh, by the way, you guys, thank you for 54,000 subscribers. 54,000 subscribers. 54,000 subscribers. Yeah. Thank you all very much. VS speaks royally. Hey, VS. How do? How do? Here, let's get VS up there at the top of the chat. VS, I was listening to you yesterday, I think it was, and very good show. I think it was yesterday. But yeah, there you go. So there's a Sussex friendly space right there at the top of the chat. So make sure you support our Sussex friendly channels. I'm in a good mood. 54,000 subscribers pretty soon. 55. 55. I kind of missed the rollover, but I always like to see those zeros go across. But next time, I hope. Lydia Washington, thank you so much. And thank you for being a member of Royal Sussex. Okay, let's take care of this spot of bother, shall we? Now, can you believe that Piers Morgan had the caucasity to call out our beloved Stephen Colbert? Yes, he had the nerves to call out Stephen Colbert for his non-apology. Listen, Stephen Colbert said what he said. We listened to it last night. You may not like what he said, but darn it, you're going to respect him for it. He said what he said, and that's all to it. There is no further anything. That's it. He said what he said. And of course, of all people to try to call him out, really, 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 hoghead Piers Morgan is trying to call him out for saying what I forgot what he's called it, but was it vile? Yeah, it was some vile language or something like that. Okay, let me say this one more time. Stephen Colbert was not asking where's Kate Middleton. Stephen Colbert brought up the Marchioness. Wait a minute. The marching band of chicanery or the Marchioness of Chumley. And that was it. He did not. Okay. It was about the William and Rose Hanbury alleged affair. They don't mention that in the British tabloid media, which is pretty much all of the British media. But they're not allowed to have that conversation. There is an embargo, right? So the dear leader, Charles III, will not have it, right? Oh, wait a minute, dear leader, that's North Korea. That's what they call the president of North Korea, dear leader. Well, anyway, dear leader, you know what I mean, King Charles III, not dear leader. That's North Korea. They don't allow it because of the invisible contract. There shall be no mention of the alleged affair. I mean, if that was so problematic that Harry and Meghan was thrown to the wolves, meaning the tabloid press, to avoid any mention of it, well, surely, Stephen Colbert is not allowed to do it. Of course, he's allowed to do it. He's an American talk show host. He can speak truth to power. So, okay. Now, um, let's take a little trip down memory lane, shall we? One of the best people that have ever called out um, Piers Morgan. Let's see, American journalists are on the case now. Finally, someone is holding Piers Morgan accountable in the public square. And that person, of course, is Steve Schmidt. Steve Schmidt, he said the British media and royal correspondents are in the access business. The royal family and British media are codependent institutions. That is Harry and Meghan's fundamental point. They always draw the low card in the shuffle. Um, by what is it? What is that? By the way, the palace and Brit. Wait a minute. Why am I drawing a blank on that one? BW. Because no. Anyway, I hate when people abbreviate stuff. Black Widow. The shuffle Black Widow. What the hell is that? Anyway, Joan Garcia, thank you so much for the super sticker. And thank you for being here tonight for the super chat, rather. Baron, congrats. You can play dancing to celebrate. We are so going to do that. We are so going to do that. Thank you so much. Okay. All right. So, what is the BW? By the way, by way of. Oh, I always thought it was by the way. Oh, BTW is by the way. Okay, by way of the palace. Thank you. Let's see. The Duchess of Sussex and her stalker. Oh, I love that. The Duchess of Sussex and her stalker. Aptly put, he is a bit of a stalker. Let me see. Perhaps it is the best to begin with the comparison of character between two men who have both been under fire. The first man responsible for whatever that article was, but anyway, betrayal is at the core of Harry and Meghan's story, but the betrayals belong to the royal family who wouldn't defend them, as well as the grotesque Thomas Markle, Meghan's father, who sold his daughter out for 30 pieces of silver to the British press. He did. 30 pieces of silver. That's the going rate. 30 pieces of silver. Okay. All right. I'm going to do this next. There is another Sussex friendly channel at the top of the chat, Love Wins Movement. So, again, there's yet another Sussex friendly safe space. And we need those safe spaces because the thing is, when there's good news, the last thing you want to do is get bogged down with a bunch of derangers and their negativity. So please support these Sussex friendly safe spaces so we'd have a place to commune and celebrate. And I don't know. I was going to say something weird, but I'm not. Okay, let me straighten up and fly right before the FCC gets involved. Let me see. Okay, I'll go to the next one. So, speaking of stalker, I mean, look at the language here. We have unfinished business. Piers Morgan reaches out to Meghan Markle for TV interview. As if punk. And then, of course, lots of people on here want me fired for expressing my opinion on the Pinocchio princess. Now, remember, he said that people were being too heavy-handed on Princess Kate. She has a right to privacy. All of the language that they use to protect Kate Middleton, and trust me, all of those royal reporters follow Piers Morgan. Did they call him out for saying Princess Pinocchio? If you want to join them, there are various petitions still doing the rounds for the last few times you've all tried and failed to have me fired for saying what I think. Well, fast forward All I have to say is fast forward. ITV was like, you know what? Since you ran out the studio, how about you not come back? Do you remember how embarrassing it was when his wife was trying to? Didn't she go on TV to try to help get him out of the house? I mean, get his job back. Didn't she like go on TV groveling for him to get his job back? Joan Lawman. Uh, Let me see. Where is that? Okay, there it is. Joan Lawman. Thank you so much for the super sticker. And thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. Thank you very much. Oh, yeah. And Joan Lawman is also a member of Royal Sussex. Very, very cool. Thank you very much. I know, 54,000. 54,000. Can you believe it? Okay. All right. So moving on. And then, of course, Piers Morgan continues to doubt Lady Gaga claims after open letter for survival. Now, I know from Survivor. I know this language is a bit triggering, but for the sake of conversation, I just wanted to make clear what this monster has been guilty of over the years. And the thing is, his way of doing things is to verbally harass and publicly confront people until they finally give him an interview. And if I'm correct, he finally did get an interview with Lady Gaga. And I believe he used that same coercive nature of his to get an interview with other people. Was Madonna one of them? But he bullies his way into these interviews and he creates a false equivalency. Trust me when I say this, most of the people that he has coerced and bullied into interviews, uh, what they have in their financial portfolio is, I would say, his pay, whatever salary he gets, is lunch money to some of these big stars that he's always going after. And in particular, he seems to have an in for women of color. Uh, what is it? Naomi Osaka, Simone Biles, Megan. It's always women of color that he targets. He loves to go after women of color. I mean, it's like that's his kink. This is a man that's so stupid. Let me tell you how stupid he is. He's so stupid that he inherited the Larry King show. The Larry King show. How do you mess up the Larry King show? Well, he didn't last long. He didn't last long. How do you lose the Larry King show? I don't know how you cannot do the Larry King show. It's not confrontation. Oh, that's it right there. I just answered my own question. It's not confrontational. And he probably tried to make it into something that it wasn't meant to be. Larry King was kind of like a safe space. You might not like the fact that he wasn't confronting people about things that really deserve to be confronted. But the thing is, he gave people a platform to talk about themselves. And let me tell you, sometimes that's all I want, just the facts. I don't want to hear about some tragedy in the past, or you know how you watch those like America's Got Talent, and then the backstory becomes more important than the talent. My mama had an operation. I was bullied at school, but can you sing? I just want to hear them sing. I go someplace else for that other stuff. That's why I don't watch those shows, because that becomes more important. And so for that reason, I don't watch those. Well, anyway, back to Piers Morgan. He lost the Larry King show. That's kind of hard to do, or I'm sorry, hard to believe, but he did it. Now, the other one here, Piers Morgan's comments on Meghan Markle claims drive record year for Ofcom complaints. That's another one. He gets away with this because nobody calls him out. The British media, they're not going to touch him. The American media, they don't really care enough. The only thing that the American media cares about is that he's not over here. That's all they care about. I'm going to just go on a limb and say I think that Hoghead Piers Morgan and, of course, Sharon Osbourne, they're through in the U.S. That's why Sharon moved back over to the U.K., because the money dried up. And what do they both have in common? They went after our fave. They went after our faves, and the ancestors had a thing or two to say about it. You see, all of these praying aunties and praying grandmothers, they are a force to be reckoned with. And anybody with some good sense, they need to stop messing with people, because the aunties and all them praying grandmothers, they are going to do some praying, do some fasting. And next thing you know, somebody's talking about they got shingles and they didn't fracture their spine and they ain't gonna walk again. Bad stuff be happening to those people. Leave Meghan alone. Leave Harry alone. But they don't listen. Remember that one reporter that wrote for NBC? And I went and looked her up, and I wanted to know who wrote this article. It was on NBC's website. And guess where she was from? You guessed it, the UK. Got herself a job in America, and she was writing all that garbage about Meghan. As I was going through her, her Twitter or whatever, I found out that she had some serious operation. She was trying to do a GoFundMe. And I think that it really hit home when I found out that her dog had died. I'm not making this up. Remember, I showed you all the photos. I'm not making this up. Now, you know that's bad when she done lost her dog. But she kept writing that stuff about Meghan. I never in my life thought I would know the names of so many journalists, so many writers. I mean, not necessarily television personalities, but just people that write. And sometimes you could just see the language of the story and be like, I should have known, or I thought that name was familiar. These are some bad people. Bad people. Lorna Williams says, Piers Morgan lost the Larry King show because he was too lazy to do the homework. King always asks deep, insightful questions. Thank you, Lorna Williams. Yeah, and you know the other thing is, too, Piers Morgan likes to make everything about himself. He loves to make everything about himself. And when the only time I could say that, well, not the only time, but one of the few times that I could say that Robert Jobson got it right was when he said that Piers Morgan had a knack for making everything about himself. And I believe that was after he ran out of the studios of Good Morning Britain. When he ran out of those studios, they asked Robert Jobson about him, and he just said, you know, he likes to make everything about himself, and maybe he should just take some time off. Maybe he should just go away for a while. Let me see. Oh, is this it? Yes, this is it. Okay, you got to hear this. Got to hear it.
I would say to Meghan Markle, look, sit down with me, with your husband, for an equally long interview to the one you gave Oprah Winfrey. And let me ask you more difficult questions about all your claims. But let me ask you a wider question, which is this. If you hate the royal family that much, why do you keep your royal titles?
Well, there you go. Jobbo, what do you reckon? What are the chances of Harry and Meghan actually doing an interview with Piers?
I would say zero. I mean, he's been telling a few porkies too. I mean, he keeps having to go at Meghan and Harry saying they've been telling a few whoppers, which they probably did in that Oprah interview. But he was saying he's had messages from the royal family thanking him for standing up to Meghan and Harry. I hope that was tongue in cheek, because I'm pretty sure that he hasn't had messages from the royal family. Look, I think he should probably leave this now. I know that his job's gone on the back of it. I think it's time for him to move on, and I think most people would probably prefer him to go and get another job and let the Harry and Meghan question go.
So, Jobbo, over there, what do people think of him and this response? Piers
is fairly popular, and a lot of people were upset that he lost he gave up his role on the morning television slot. But, he's not down to his last few quid. I'm sure he'll rise again. I worked with Piers 30 years ago on the Sun newspaper. He'll always turn the story to be about him. And I think that's what he's trying to do at the moment.
Well, it's worked.
He's doing it well.
We're talking about him. Okay.
Exactly.
He'll always turn the story to make it about him. Yep. He always turns the story to make it about him. And that was, of course, Robert Jobson. Robert, where's my CPAP Jobson? That's who that was. So yes, if you ever wondered what that weird thing is that Piers Morgan does that irritates you so much, aside from just talking, is that he makes everything about himself. Okay, I got to stop. Anyway, and then here's a couple more of them. Let me see. He called Meghan a social climber. I mean, these are and I'm, for those of you that have been around, this is not necessarily for you, of course. This is for the people that are new to the Sussex Squad that have never, ever seen this stuff. If you're not familiar with it, I tell you, there is plenty, and I do mean plenty material that reflects Piers Morgan's obsession with Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex. Plenty of it. And of course, Cold War Steve, one of my favorite artists, Cold War Steve has managed to capture a side of Piers Morgan, which to me reminds me of a side of beef, but a side of Piers Morgan. And just like a side of beef, a side of Piers Morgan is enough to feed a whole village for a week. But I believe this is what Piers Morgan is doing right now. He spends his evenings going from room to room where he has created shrines to the Duchess of Sussex. Here's Piers Morgan down in his basement near the boiler, where he goes to get away from his family, and he sits down there and meditate and dream and wish that he can interview the Duchess of Sussex, that she would return his phone calls. Pathetic. You know what? I just realized I have that flag. It looks like he removed Harry's photo. Well, he put his image on top of Harry's. I have that flag. I bought it for £5 after the wedding. They were on clearance for £5. Very cool. Okay. And of course, he bought, oh my goodness. You know what? As many times as I looked at these photos, I didn't realize he was replacing Harry with his own image. That's scary. That is so scary. Well, let's leave him to his Lamaze class. Oh no, I just noticed the Aquazera pump. You know, I never really took a good look at these. I just noticed the Aquazera pump. Oh my goodness. With everything else going on, this basement dwelling, Piers Morgan, has a bit of a foot fetish. Is that right? Ugh. Ugh. Oh, there he is. There he is. This poor guy, he doesn't shave, he doesn't bathe, he doesn't leave the house. He just sits down in his basement, longing for the day he can interview Meghan Markle. We got to get this guy some help. He's even ordered the Meghan coffee cup. We got to get this guy some help. Now, take a look on the left side. This is actually based on an old painting. And for the life of me, I can't remember the name of the painting, but I do recall that as the painting depicts a woman that is traveling on one of those old-fashioned steam trains, and there is a rather rude and somewhat lurid looking passenger who's like peering over the bench. Now, of course, she's in the first class, and this gentleman, I don't think he is supposed to be doing that. But anyway, this image was reimagined by Cold War Steve, if you're not familiar with his work. And outside, it looks like they have just gone past the Duke of York. Interesting. And then, of course, on the right side is none other than Jeremy Clarkson, also a pig, as well as the Lucifer, the spawn of Satan himself, Rupert Murdoch. Yeah, what a curious trio, aren't they? But anyway, that's our Duchess. She's unbothered by that, living her best life in Montecito. And of course, as we all know, in Montecito, there are no leaks in Montecito. Nothing but fresh air. There's a tea house, tennis court, a jacuzzi, and room for a pony, all that stuff. Okay. Oh, and as always, thank you, Mod Squad. I'm not done yet, of course, but I just threw that in there sooner rather than later. But thank you to the Mod Squad for keeping this a safe space. And right here, so Prince Harry, date of UK return. Now I find it. I knew I had it somewhere. Date of UK return revealed, but Meghan Markle's appearance in doubt. So, like I said, Meghan may not go. Prince Harry is due to give a speech at an anniversary event for Invictus Games in London in May, and royal fans are hoping the Duke of Sussex will pay a visit to his estranged family. No, actually, that is the tabloid media that is hoping that will happen. As a matter of fact, they're hoping that they'll get a chance to photograph it or record it or anything they can get. But either way, it's a win-win, because if there is 2 minutes of Harry's day that is unaccounted for, they will say that he was with his family or whatever. But you guys, again, this is for people new to this Sussex squad. They are going to continually push this idea that there's no way back for Harry and Meghan. And of course, Harry told Anderson Cooper in a very clear voice, looking him directly in the eye, he said, "Do you ever think that you..." Nope. He said no immediately. Nope. I'm not going back. Nope, nope, nope. There's no possibility of it. Harry is in California. Harry is an entrepreneur, an executive director, and of course, proud father of a prince and a princess. He's married to a princess, and of course, the rock of the Sussex family, Doria. He has an amazing mother-in-law. He's a property owner. He's not going back. There's really nothing to go back to. Harry only wants to visit. And if he never sees his brother, I'm sure that that will hurt, but there's no expectation of it. So what the tabloids are saying is just clickbait. Pay it no attention whatsoever. If there's ever that intention, then you will see it play out, and not until then. Now, that being said, um, Charles is very ill. We don't know exactly what kind of cancer he has. We don't know what kind of cancer that Kate may or may not have. Edward is not looking well, but they don't mention any illness. And of course, there's Sarah Ferguson. And believe me, Harry thought enough of Sarah to bring her out of the code and invite her to their wedding. That was the first official royal function that Sarah Ferguson had been invited to for years. So if Harry thought enough to be there for her, should she, make her transition, I'm sure that he'd probably go back, not just for, to pay his respects to her, but also to be there with his cousins. But hopefully that won't be necessary. I hope Sarah beats the cancer that she has, and I hope everybody else can overcome their illness. But life can and will happen, so we just don't know what the future holds. But that's probably the only way that he's going to go back, for that or his charities. But I don't see any other reason. And William seems rather stubborn and unwilling to show the least amount of consideration for the hell that he's put his brother and his sister-in-law through. So I don't expect that that's going to resolve itself. But you never know. Hopefully William will have his eyes open, and that he will apologize and make things right with his brother and his sister-in-law. I don't anticipate it happening anytime soon, though. But because he a little cray-cray. But if Harry's family is important to him, I respect that. So Prince Harry is planning to return to the UK in May, but there will be a question mark over Meghan Markle being back in England. Okay, it's the 10th anniversary service at St. Paul Cathedral in London on May the 8th. So remember that day, you guys, May the 8th. And a source revealed that while Harry is certain to attend, there will still be doubt over whether Meghan will make the trip to London to support her husband. Okay. All right. Well, I mean, I hope that they will make things possible for her to go. I'll just say that, because if the security's not right, she's not going. Let's see. Church Nelly, 31 months membership. And yes, 54,000 subscribers. Thank you, Church Nelly, for 31 months membership. Church Nelly was another one of those people that came to the channel very early and threw so much support behind Royal Sussex. I just don't feel like I deserve it, but I'll take it. I'll take it. All right. Thank you very much. Now, he is also involved in the firm's commitment to pledge 1%, a movement which encourages companies to donate 1% of equity, staff time, product, or profit to their communities, which is one of the reasons why I love shopping at Target, because Target gives a percentage of their profits to the community. At least that's what they used to say on the Oprah Winfrey Show. So that makes me feel good about shopping at Target. Also, I love to shop there because it's not Walmart. I don't have anything against Walmart, but I don't like monopolies. Not to say that Walmart is a monopoly, of course, but they have the largest retail in America. So I like to, spread the money around. So certain things I go out of my way and sometimes pay a little extra to get things from Target because, well, anyway, I like their approach to the community. So I do enjoy shopping at Target, or as they say in France, Target. Joan Garcia says, "Hey, Baron, I see you're skating to celebrate. Celebration, skating to celebration. Well, thank you so much. I'm hoping that by the end of the year, that there will be 100,000 subscribers. I would love that. I want that silver play button. That's that little plaque that everybody has in the background. I would love to have that silver play button. I don't feel like I'm really a part of it until I get that silver play button. But thank you so much again." Okay. Yeah, that's interesting. Let me see. The Duke of Sussex said, the mind is like a muscle in that it needs to be honed, trained, rehabbed, and coached. Harry was speaking as Chief Impact Officer at professional coaching and mental health firm BetterUp, which he's announced, whatever that is behind the watermark, announced that it is teaming with the Invictus Game Foundation, where the Duke is a founding patron. BetterUp will offer one-to-one coaching and personalized assessment to support members of the Invictus community. Is this an old thing? Let me see. Invictus will take place in the... Oh, this is old. How did I get this one? Isn't it? Will take place in The Hague. Yeah, that's old. Why do I have that? Oh, sorry. Where the heck did I get that from? We've already been to The Hague. Thank you, Caroline. We've already been to The Hague. Hello, Juanita. I love that name, Juanita. Oh, TB is a beautiful life. Let's see, Baron, keep doing those awesome shorts for X and YouTube. I think you will make it. Oh, yes, I love doing those short videos. I love those. Yeah, I did post one earlier today. Erica King, howdy to you too. By the way, there's 2,036 people here. Oh, 2016 now. But anyway, please make sure you hit the like button. And if you have not subscribed, do consider subscribing to Royal Sussex, and also consider a membership. Still a bargain at just $4.99. Let's see. Sinna Young says, the British press was using them for clicking bait and tried to destroy Meghan and her happiness to help fill their pockets. It is a $1 billion industry. It has been estimated that the hate campaign waged against Meghan, and of course, the Sussex family as a whole, but it's mostly Meghan. It's $1 billion campaign. It's $1 billion. The haters and the platforms that support them has become $1 billion industry. And time again, I have seen channels where all of a sudden they're no longer talking about antiques; they're talking about Meghan. And if you go and check their videos, and you check to see what's the most popular video, chances are it was discussing the Sussexes. I have seen people that have strayed from the original purpose for their channel. The theme of their channel changed because somehow, some way, they discovered that if they just talk about Harry and Meghan, jackpot, jackpot. So if you hear someone say that it's $1 billion industry, don't even question it. It's true. It's worth $1 billion. I'm not going to be critical of certain platforms for obvious reasons, but trust me when I say this, it's $1 billion industry. And so when you wonder, I wonder why they won't do something about it. That's why they won't do something about it, especially on Twitter. It's a moneymaker. So, but that's what we're here for. We're here to push back. We are here to pull out receipts and to make sure that they don't get away with it. Thank you so much, Senna. They don't even talk about their own country. Yeah. Well, like today, I just saw a video where I forgot what organization this guy belongs to, but he was speaking about the rivers in the UK. They're always talking about Harry being this eco warrior that is a hypocrite. But the thing is, Charles and William says more things more often, and they are never criticized. They used to criticize, but now they don't, because they have an invisible contract that says Charles good, Harry bad. William good, Harry bad. Camilla good, Meghan bad. Kate good, Meghan bad. It's the simplest contract in the world. All you have to do is make sure that you're negative and hateful and spiteful and cruel and mean-spirited at all times when you're writing about Harry and Meghan. But the rest of the family, you give them a free pass. You give them a free pass. Even if they're swaying back and forth, even if they call off 15 minutes before showtime just because they may have been in the wrong place at the wrong time over the weekend, you give them a free pass. You don't criticize them anymore. We all know what the truth is. By the way, in 2021, I tried to find an update, but I could not find it. But just a reminder, you all, in 2021, the $300 million BetterUp took on a chief impact officer. Was it 2021 or no? I think it was 2020. By 2021, that same chief impact officer had somehow helped them take their company into the stratosphere. The company was valued in 2021. It was valued at $4.7 billion. That's what it'd be, $4.7 billion. Now, again, I tried to find updated information and I could not. Also, because of the chief impact officer, Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, they were able to expand into Europe. So there was a reason why they wanted Harry on their team, and it has paid off big time. And I think during that period, that's when they became publicly traded. Is that right? But anyway, the company has grown exponentially because of Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex. So um, when they tell you that the Sussexes are going broke and that, oh, that contract with Spotify, oh, I think Netflix is just about through with them. We don't know how much Harry is getting paid from BetterUp. But let me tell you about working at a company like that. When you're Harry and you start off as a company officer, chances are part of your payment is stock options. Stock options is just like having production rights. Producers make the big money, right? Not the people in front of the camera, the people behind the camera. And the same with a startup company. You know, there were some people who worked for Apple in the early days. They couldn't pay them, so they gave them stock options. That is how um, that Elon Musk person, that is how he got so rich, is because they were paying him with stock options. They could either be a worthless piece of paper or they could be worth more than their weight in gold, 1,000 times their weight in gold. So trust and believe. Harry is doing okay. All right. The Sussexes got some great representation. They have some incredible mentors, and they are paid. They are paid. Plus, whatever, like for instance, my Netflix, I don't watch it, but as long as the Sussexes are part of the Netflix family, it ain't going nowhere. Understand? Whatever they get into, I'm going to support that entity. I am. So, anybody who decides that they want to take on the Sussexes, that's very smart because there is a loyal fan base that is going to be interested in just about anything that they are. So, cannot wait for American Riviera Orchard because whenever that comes out, I am going to be up to my ears in pots and pans and jam and fruit butter and all kind of stuff. I can't wait. I can't wait. As a matter of fact, where's my wallet? Charge it. Charge it. Charge it. I'm going to charge it. I'm going to max it out. You hear me? I'm going to max it out. I hope they sell houses. I may need to move into one, but I'm going to max it out. Whatever they come out with, I'm going to buy it. I got all kind of Sussex stuff around here, so I'll just add to it. There you go. And in July of 2021, Netflix most popular brand in UK, Prince Harry and Meghan broke Instagram record. Oprah Winfrey interview with Meghan and Harry pulls in 17.1 million viewers on CBS. Vax Live concert raised 302 million, exceeds vaccine goal. Prince Harry's startup BetterUp heads for London and Munich. Remember, I said they expanded in Europe. Also, Meghan Markle's children's book, The Bench, is a #1 New York Times bestseller. And Spotify hits 1 billion Android installations, doubling in just 2 years. The music platform is leaving its competition in the dust. And of course, here's what it's like when Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, invests in your startup. So these are just some headlines, right, from July of 2021 when the Sussexes were off and running. And I want you to take a look at that Spotify one more time. You see that? They had 1 billion Android installations. Now, listen, Spotify had an all-time high of paid subscribers because of Harry and Meghan. Also, Spotify had all of those new subscribers, not paid subscribers, but as I said, it hits 1 billion Android installations, doubling in just 2 years. That is Harry and Meghan. Whatever they say, they're lying when they say that they didn't do well with that contract. Someone said a long time ago, I forgot who it was, they said, when you sign up people like the Obamas or the Sussexes or anyone else who has incredible name recognition, you're doing two things. Number one, you don't want them to go to the competition. And number two, you are elevating the profile of your company. You are actually making people more aware of your company because people were talking about it. It drew enough interest that they were able to hit 1 billion Android installations. Double. That was doubled. Yes, Bonzola Adams, Mark Cuban. Mark Cuban said Harry and Meghan will make $1 billion in their lifetime. And he said they have to be very deliberate. They have to be careful, which is what they've done. And see, if you listen to the tabloids, you get this notion that, oh, they need to rush. No. You have to take your time and be very measured by what you invest in. You don't want to just run out and do everything. They're being prudent and very wise about how they invest. And the payoff has been incredible, and it will continue. We all know that the Clever Blend has found its way to store shelves for Target in 500 locations. Not to mention the online orders have blown up, right? So they are winning. I don't care what everybody else is saying. They are winning. Don't pay attention. Stop listening to those people say negative things and stop trying to argue and fight with people about it. It's not worth it. And a lot of those are bots. You are fighting against bots, data farms, bots. You're not even arguing with people. Even now, let me tell you what's happening right now. Royal Sussex is generating a transcript, right? And that transcript is available to whomever. Now, somebody is going to look at the Royal Sussex transcript and they're going to say, wow, that's interesting. There's a lot of input back and forth. The only thing I can't work out is, what is a pulled pork sandwich? Why does he keep saying pulled pork sandwich? Well, I mean, if you know, you know. It's because some people will go all the way to Poland and find their way into a LGBTQ friendly bistro. And of course, as they have already committed the menu to memory, they ordered a pulled pork sandwich. Duh. Anyway, my point is that those bots, they target the conversation. And so when you say certain things, the bots will find their way to your comment section. So when you argue with these people, sometimes you're just arguing with a bot, a non-person. So don't blow your pyloric valve over nothing, okay? Just say something good about the Sussexes and keep it moving. As I always say, don't make it personal and don't threaten anyone because you don't want to lose your account, right? So that's my rule. Don't make it personal and don't threaten anybody, and you'll be fine. Thank you so much, Bunzola. I love that name. Now, Charles III, dear Charles III, you guys, I am very worried about him. He is, well, anytime someone puts on heavy makeup and they're not using the proper foundation, that really upsets my sensibility. As a matter of fact, if you're not going to blend your translucent powder, why even bother? If you are wearing translucent powder, try to get something that is either translucent, right? Meaning that, of course, it has no pigment, that it just kind of blends in, or try to match your skin tone. And then, of course, he's wearing too much of that cherry lip gloss. Charles and his cherry lip gloss. I have tried so many times. I have tried to reach people at the palace. Listen, can you please tell His Majesty that that cherry lip gloss is so 1980s? He needs to go with something more nude in appearance. So, but that's it. That's it. I mean, otherwise, I'm wishing him the best. And God knows I'm in no hurry to see William on that throne. William is very dangerous. He's a dangerous individual. And there's no likelihood that he won't make it to the throne, but he's very dangerous. So, but no, on a more serious note, I am worried about Charles. If you take a look at the photo there on the left side, he looks horrible. Now, I could find an explanation, which may or may not be true. The foundation that he's wearing, and he's wearing a translucent powder. When you flash the translucent powder, there's iridescence in the powder, and it becomes illuminated with the flash. And so sometimes when you see someone take a photo and you see that their face is all like pasty looking, it could be from the flash. However, nowadays, most cameras autocorrect. So I'm afraid that he may be in worse shape than we assumed. I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell. But what I am noticing are the hands. The hands look really bad. Now it could be a bit of an optical thing because the photograph has been taken through a car window, but I'm not sure. But I hope he's well because I don't really care whether he's king or not king, but I'm not ready for Willie. Willie is dangerous, and Harry and Meghan. I think that William has already made things unsafe for them. Okay, the rhetoric, the leaks, the briefings. I believe he has weaponized people against the Sussexes. And I believe that continues. And so that's why I'm really, really anxious about him becoming king. I don't want that to happen. At least not until they've gotten not until they make their maximum amount of money and they can afford to do things, even better. So, but their money is tied into their security. Their money is really, or I'm sorry, their security is tied into their money. And because of the hate campaign, keeping them safe is going to be very expensive. Now, one you know, deep dish or serving pan or jar of jam at a time, which is what I intend to do, is not going to cut it. But I think collectively, people are going to love the choices that Megan makes, and their movie is going to do very well. I just know it is. I mean, things are looking very bright for the Sussexes, so fear not. Things are looking very bright for them. But Willie is a problem, and I won't pretend otherwise. Willie is a problem, and he has a terrible problem, and he's dangerous. He's dangerous. He's a very dangerous person, and just like President Trump, William brings out the worst of the people around him. Right? It's bad enough Trump is who he is, but Trump brings out the very worst in the people around him. I mean, I just shared an example of that yesterday. How you might be just an average, typical television personality, right? And then if you spend enough time around Donald Trump, you turn into a waxwork. You turn into a Madame Tussauds House of Horror waxwork. This poor girl, she didn't look like that before she started. She didn't look like that before she started hanging around Donald Trump. But look at her. She's petrified. Her face hasn't moved since the 2016 election. She's petrified. Her hands have turned into claws. And I just noticed that one side is bigger than the other, but I'm not going to go there. You see what I mean? One side is, what was that song? One of these things are quite like the other. One of these things are just not the same. One of these things are quite like the other. Can you name it in a game? Yeah, the right one. So this is what I'm trying to say is that sometimes when you hang around some evil figure, it brings out the worst in people. Joan Garcia says, sound like Notre Dame's prediction might happen. I would say I hope so. Only I don't want Harry to get involved with that stuff. I think Harry would be a fantastic king, but I just don't want him involved in all of that awful stuff over there. That's the trade-off, is that he would have to be there and he would have to, you know what I'm saying? I don't want that for him, but he would be an awesome king. Thank you, Joan Garcia. Lauren Brown, official Lauren Brown, thank you so much for being here. Anyway, say goodbye to Madame Tussauds waxwork. There we go. So yeah, Charles he doesn't look well. Now, you guys, it's just a photo. We don't know if that is just the optics from the camera, the glare of the glass. But when I saw that, I was like, wow, just wow. Hang in there, Chuck. Hang in there, Chuck. Don't let that lunatic get to the throne. King calls for more kindness in time of need. Totally failed. Oh, no, that's not it. What am I looking for here? Oh, yeah. Damning report into savage death of, what is that? Oh, no, I'm still looking at the wrong thing. The King's Easter message. I tell you, these front pages, they're doing too much. They're doing too much. Now, the bee, the fly, and the wasp. The bee, the fly, and the wasp. Those three people managed to make certain parts of Harry's life unbearable. They made certain parts of his married life unbearable. I mean, these are awful, awful people. Um, and then there's that awful individual. Look at what she's wearing. She is wearing a bee and what appears to be a fly. Now, Camilla was out today and she did a walkabout and she decided that she would wear these lovely pins and it's a curious choice. But when I saw that, I'm just like, is she trying to send a message to someone? Is she trying to say, hey, I'm close to the bee and the fly? Exactly what is the intention behind this? You know what I mean? See, you got to watch her. This is just like that chick wearing that blackamoor brooch because she has been doing the most these days. She has been doing the most, smiling, grinning from ear to ear. It's hard to tell exactly what she's up to. But I tell you this much, you got to keep an eye on her. I don't trust her. I don't trust her one bit. By the way, you guys, there's a new Sussex friendly space at the top of the chat. Dansby also has a YouTube channel. So when you're looking for safe spaces and there's nothing on and nobody there to help keep you company while you're washing dishes, I'm just giving you another alternative. There you go. Thank you, Lydia Washington. So I think I've noticed a bit of a trend because the Queen actually gave this tiara to Camilla to wear. Now, at first, I thought, well, she has one of the biggest heads in the world. I mean, her head seems like something at Stonehenge just got up and walked away. Massive. You know, she has that mountain of Farrah Fawcett hair, and then she's got a big head anyway. And so I thought, well, maybe that's why the Queen gave her that tiara, because that's the only one that'll fit on her head. But then I thought about it. I'm just like, wait a minute, that looks like a beehive. Those are honeycombs. Those are honeycombs. I think the Queen was calling her a bee. Now, what kind of bee is unclear. An insect? or a witch. But the Queen was, you know, like I say, all of these things mean something. So the Queen was trying to say something. So I'm just, you know, I'm always looking for the hidden agenda. I'm always looking for the hidden agenda. And of course, if it is a bee, you know, there's always the queen bee. The film tells a story about a Southern family dominated by a ruthless woman and the havoc her threats and intimidation caused to those around her. Well, like I said, I got the feeling that this was not just by chance. I think she's trying to send a message to somebody. Not sure who. Blue Draws, thank you so much for the super sticker. And thank you as always for watching Royal Sussex. Yep, I think there's a message there. As a matter of fact, I thought this was a message too. I thought the Queen was trying to say something. And of course, the Queen, Queen Elizabeth, must be rolling around in her lead box. What sort of person wears another wedding gift necklace, another's, that is, wedding gift necklace? It was very sentimental. I'm sorry, it was a very sentimental piece to the Queen. The necklace doesn't even hang right on that horse's neck. Woo! You know what? I see what they're talking about now. It does kind of, you know what? They probably had to put an extension on it. They probably had to add a little extension. There's probably like a little platinum chain that helps it gather in the back. That's probably what it is. They had to add a little platinum chain so that, like a little extender so it'll fit. That's why she has that other thing hidden under her jacket there because it doesn't connect in the back. And by the way, the first edition of that new magazine, Town and Frumpy, from the publishers of Town and Country, well, their inaugural issue featured the new queen consort. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Town and Frumpy magazine. The Duchess, Camilla Parker Bowles, and the love affair that rocked the crown. That's right. She was the hand selected for the inaugural issue. In spite of the fact that she was the perfect person for the first issue of Town and Frumpy, they sold about 10 copies. The rest of them, they just, threw them inside of the occasional doctor's office, the dentist, airport lounge. They had a surplus of magazines left over. Something about putting Camilla on the cover of Town and Frumpy. Maybe they should have chose, I don't know, the Westminster Kennel Club magazine, right? Or perhaps the, I don't know, what's another good one? The Churchill Downs Report, Royal Ascot magazine. Surely there's others. Deborah Anderson, thank you so much for the super sticker, and thank you for watching Royal Sussex. And official Lauren Brown, loving the content, Baron. Well, thank you, official Lauren Brown, and thank you so much for being here. And as always, thank you for watching Royal Sussex. Okay. Oh, there we go. All right. And well, it is The Odd Couple. It is The Odd Couple. What a curious pair they make, right? I could just see them living together like Felix and Oscar, right? One of them smokes, the other one doesn't. One of them is neat, the other one is frumpy. One of them has too much hair. One of them ain't got much left. One of them like pulled pork sandwiches, and the other one, I better stop before I get in trouble. Well, we already know what the other one likes. I mean, we all have read that transcript from that ham radio phone call thing. So anyway, that is quite The Odd Couple. Neil Simon was the playwright that wrote the original play, and then I think he worked on the screenplay. But they're going to have to revise it for Camilla and William, because it seems like two of the most unlikely people find themselves together again and again. And as you can see, William is always thrilled to be in her company. And of course, the first time Camilla was shocked. I mean, after all of the plotting and scheming and all the things she had to do to get to where she is. And, well, there's the big prize right there. Willie leaks. And him, too dumb and too helpless to not find his way out of it. But yeah, there you go. uh, well, we could always use our imagination, right? Da 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 da. Well, one thing they got in common, they are very concerned about the baby's skin tone. I'm pretty sure that's something that a lot of them have in common. Lex says, is a basic chicken or the egg question. Come on. Come on, Legs. I got that. Legs, I told you, you are amazing. Okay. Legs has a way. That's all I'm saying. Legs has a way. The basic question, the chicken or the egg? Woo! I love it. I love it. That is too much. I love it. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. Now, again, symbolism, that is, just like the other day when Camilla went to Ireland, I think it was, Northern Ireland, and she wore a $10 million brooch. I mean, this is something that you wear for a state occasion. Um, she wore a $10 million brooch. That's, I think Celibate, she said it was $10 million or 10 million pounds. She wore that over to Northern Ireland. Not that they don't deserve it, so to speak, but it seems like that's something for a state occasion. I mean, I would find myself pondering whether or not I ever want to have to work again in life. And would I want to take my chances, uh, you know, running up and hugging Camilla and walking away with a 10 million pound brooch? I mean, I think it could turn a good person into a very bad person, but that's from the royal collection. I mean, I like the fact that these works of art are getting air, although their, you know, origins are pretty dodgy. And of course, then I got to thinking maybe she wore that because she was trying to sock it to Kate. You know, since Kate hasn't been wearing her ring, maybe she wanted to try to draw attention to the fact that nobody has seen Kate or her ring in quite some time. It's kind of hard to say. It's kind of hard to say. And I know that that's not denim that she's wearing, but it looks like denim, right? I think that it's just disgusting that she's wearing a 10 million pound brooch on that old dusty burlap potato sack looking dress that she's wearing. I mean, it basically looks like a potato sack. It looks like a blue potato sack. And it's just as dull and she wears it all the time. She rotates the same 3 or 4 outfits. Yeah. She never wears a jacket. She's always wearing these A-line dresses. And then sometimes she even have them sew a peplum in it so it appears as though she has a waist. Yeah. Oh, well, you know what, guys? Andre Leon Talley once said that Queen Elizabeth was one of the best dressed women in the world. And now I see it. Before I was just like, I see it now because we have gone from someone who was wearing these, you know, lovely suits and the occasional coat dress or what have you, to someone who basically puts on a house dress and a 10 million pound brooch. This is something that you wear to the Piggly Wiggly. You wear that to Ralph's, not out on a walkabout. This lady is insane. She really does have a problem. Before I was just like, I don't like her ways, but she really does have a problem. Something ain't right with her. YM Droid says the brooch reminds Cammy of the blue ribbon she used to win her youngest racing days. Her uncle Seabiscuit would approve. Well, that explains why she keeps wearing blue. Got it. Thank you so much. Oh. You all are on fire tonight. Thank you very much. They don't play Hail to the Queen anymore, right? Or I'm sorry, they don't play God Save the Queen. When Camilla is out on official duty, instead of playing God Save the Queen, the band strikes up another tune that is reminiscent of her, and that's, of course, yep. And then she just goes trundling into the place. Oh, man. Okay, let me go to the next one here. Also, I was thinking about this. Now, we all know. Okay, I'm trying to think. Was that a fly and a bee, or no? It was a bee and a fly. But anyway, we all know that the bee, of course, has been identified with Harry and his love of Dior shirts. Dior's symbol has been the bee. And of course, Harry has been rocking those Dior shirts, especially when he goes to court. And you could understand why I'm starting to think, is that like a nod to Harry? Is that a warning to Harry? Exactly what is she trying to say? What is she trying to say? You got to watch her. Angela Thomas, thank you so much for the super sticker. And thank you. Oh, a new membership. I'm sorry. Thank you so much for becoming a member of Royal Sussex. Thank you. Thank you for supporting this platform. And of course, this Sussex friendly space. And right here, you can see a close up of Harry's Dior symbol on his Dior shirt. Right? So I'm just saying, I think that she may actually be trying to say something to Harry. What that may be is not clear, but it's a possibility. I'm not sure. And of course, I came across this while I was going through my archives earlier. And one of the squatties Nedstag, thank you so much. One of the squatties put this together. Here it is close up. Camilla will not be the queen consort after Charles marries her. Remember, she was only supposed to be a princess consort, so not to upset people who loved Princess Diana. And then, of course, the queen backs Camilla to become queen consort on her 70th Jubilee, the Platinum Jubilee. And of course, when they got married, all of that changed. The answer reads, as we explained at the time of their wedding in April 2005, it is intended that the Duchess will be known as HRH, the Princess Consort, when the Prince of Wales accedes to the throne. Well, of course, I think I'm looking at these the wrong way. I should have gone from bottom to top. And then, of course, Prince Charles to marry Camilla. And at the very bottom, you can see there, Charles says he won't remarry if he divorces. So he won't remarry if he divorces. He um, he is going to marry Camilla. Let me see. She will be known as the princess consort. And then, of course, the queen said, no, you can call her the queen consort. And then finally, after all of that, Queen Consort Camilla expected to have a title change after the coronation of her husband, King Charles, according to new report. And that was when they broke the news that don't call her consort, just call her the queen. I tell you, she's been busy, hasn't she? Plotting and scheming. All that plotting and scheming. Now, Kensington Palace trying to fight its way out of its own web of lies. So that was like an 8-minute video. I'm not going to show it right now, but thank you all for watching it earlier. It is still up. Do make sure you check it out. It is, information that some of which you know, some of it you may not know, but check it out when you get a chance. This is the thumbnail, so when you have the opportunity, do check it out. Prince William and Princess Kate will be spending Easter in Norfolk. That means they're going to be at the Anmer Hall, Anmer Hall. That is that residence that they evicted a family out of because they wanted it for themselves. And even though they didn't want to move, William said something to Granny. God only knows what he said, but also that's the helicopter that he got around the same time that he had that family kicked out of their country pile. So, speaking of Notre Dame, you know that sometimes the entire family takes the same helicopter. I'm just saying, sometimes. It doesn't matter. Nothing's going to happen. Oh, this young man. Do you guys remember him? Good looking, right? He's from Brazil. And he added another photo today. And I'm going to share it with you. He added another photo today. Actually, this is the photo. This is the photo right here. And so they had a good laugh before they took the photo. And then, of course, I'll show you the other photo in just a second. Gosh, what day was that? Let me see. Give me just a second. I'm going to check out something here. Oh, okay, there's that. But anyway, this was at the Kinsey collection. That was the art collection that Harry and Meghan, I believe that Archwell has made some contribution or partnered in some type of way. Unfortunately, I don't remember all of the details, but yeah, but there you have it. Okay, that was the 24th. Let me try the 23rd. I'm trying to find the other photos. I think it was on the 23rd. I meant to have this ready, and I didn't. Okay, 23, 24. Let me try 22. Oh, yes, it was the 22nd. I think it was the 22nd. There we go. Okay, yes. So this that was the 22nd. Harry and Meghan went to the Kinsey collection. And also, that was the first time we saw that Meghan is back in Times Square on a billboard. And those are the Kinseys, of course. They're the ones that put together this collection. Pepperdine University, the cultivators highlight from the Kinsey African American Art and History Collection. It will be on view January 15th through, okay, this is like an old slide, but anyway, that was the other day. There's Harry and Meghan at the Kinsey Collection. And there. And yeah, that photo on the left, didn't see Harry with the microphone the first go round, but there he is. Don't know the lady with the big rose dress, but the other one, she's an actress, and I didn't forget her name. Don't know the guy on the left, the guy on the right. He posted with, let me see. Okay. Oh, there she is. Susan Kalichi Watson. Ring a bell? Anyway, she's an actress. And here, that of course is Tina Knowles, Beyonce's mama. And those folks there, Kinsey Collection, that's the outfit Meghan wore, Carolina Herrera, and Mateo Coelho. He's from Brazil, and I think he's, oh no, I think he's 26 or something like that now. But yeah, age 19, he had a dream to come to America, to become proficient in English, et cetera, et cetera. And so there he is with the most influential woman in the world. How do you go from just like having a dream in Brazil one day, and next thing you know, you're at the Kinsey Collection and you're posing for a photo with the Duchess of Sussex, a real live royal princess? That has got to be amazing. And let me show you how cool it is right here. He says so many amazing things about to happen, but these pictures needed to be posted. What a great event Harry and Meghan hosted for the Kinsey Collection. I am beyond excited to have been a part of it. There were so many amazing people that I met in Hollywood. These were the most caring, kind-hearted, and special individuals. Connecting with people who come from the same background as mine means a lot, especially those who make such a significant impact on our society. What an incredible night. Thanks, thanks, thanks. Oh, how humble, right? That is very, very humble. I know. I know. I love that. I love that. I mean, just living the dream, having a laugh with the Duchess of Sussex. Who saw that coming? Yeah, who saw that coming? So the photo on the right is the one he had posted already, but the one on the left, he just added that. And ugh, how did that get there? I think that was out of order. Let me see. Where's my other photo of him? Give me a second. I have an out of order photo. I want to skip ahead properly. Okay. Oh, no, I think that was it. Anyway, again, that's Mateus Colillo. And guess what else? He likes to work out. He works out. I said he works out. I didn't want you to miss the washboard abs. So he had some other photos. He does quite a few photo shoots. Yeah, but he works out. and he's from Brazil. All right, there you go. Now back over here. Okay. Oh, so anyway, trigger alert, trigger alert, trigger alert. Kinsey Schofield videos seen on E! Party Monster Cabo. Kinsey won over international superstar P. Diddy. Party Monster Cabo is a Survivor-esque competition based in Cabo San Lucas. Well, anyway, she was one of the contestants. Yes, she was one of the contestants. And there she is. I think she won. Well, she didn't get sent home. I guess that's what it was. She didn't have to leave. But that's Kinsey Schofield trying to make her career in Hollywood. I ain't mad at her. But for everything that she said has said, that is, about the Sussexes, I am, I'm mad. I'm mad. Very angry with her. But she has said some terrible things about the Sussexes. And the fact that they call her a royal expert, I'm just shocked. But according to British television, she's a royal expert. Yes, some work done. I'm going to just go out on the limb and say just about every nickel she's ever earned, some work done. And she probably owes money. Yep. Oh, and by the way, if you're wondering why she was being so good about everything to do with P. Diddy, someone speculated earlier that she probably has an NDA, a non-disclosure agreement, so she's not going to say anything disparaging about him because of that alleged possible could be NDA. But this was a show right here, and he was like, he was nice. He was okay. He was okay. But this is the show right here, and I got. Oh, okay. I'm gonna play a little soundbite for you. Gonna play a little soundbite for you. Or am I? I don't know if I saved it or not. If I didn't save it, maybe that. Oh.
They impressed me. One of the most important things in an event is to stay cool. Corey had the problem with the band. Kinsey really was ready to step up and be a team player. She really wanted to take the fall for it. And a lot of people usually throw people under the bus and move out the way. So I really respected that about her.
Kinsey, why are you crying?
I've never done anything. Great job.
Oh, Lord. I'm sorry. Someone left me a message.
As he said, you're
Out the way. So I really respected that about her.
Kinsey, why are you crying?
I've never done anything this big before, so.
You did a great job.
Thanks.
As he said, your party is a success, which means that you are both safe from elimination. So congratulations.
Kinsey really impressed me.
Talk about some bad reality TV. Talk about some bad reality TV. Now, the sound quality was atrocious, I know, but it could not be helped. The person that recorded it, Kinsey Schofield, she actually did a television. Well, you can see how bad the quality is. She just recorded it with her phone, and the sound was awful. Now, right here, you can see Kinsey at the top with those shockingly. Well, anyway, I think whatever she got done, I think that somewhere in her hairline, there's a zip tie with a bunch of flesh pulled, and then they zip tied it. If they ever cut that zip tie, I think her whole face is going to just fall off. So I wish her the best. Anyway, okay, Brooke, I see you. I see you, Brooke. I don't know. I don't know anything about that stuff. I don't get out much. But anyway, at the bottom, you can see they were talking about it on GBN. And believe it or not, you guys, she was actually very gracious in speaking about Prince Harry, pointing out that there was no possible connection with Prince Harry and anybody or anything to do with anything. I couldn't believe it, but she was actually very polite and very gracious. Can you believe it? Yeah. She did not go there. She didn't say anything disparaging. As a matter of fact, it was as though she was informing and educating people that everything is on the up and up, and there's no, no wrongdoing possible, that kind of thing. So I was surprised. But then again, because of what Brooke just said, maybe there's a good reason why she didn't want to go there. You understand what I'm saying? Because of what Brooke was alluding to, maybe it was a good idea for her to stay neutral, if you understand. Because if she has been a part of any nefarious activity, then it's best to not draw any attention to yourself, right? Don't want to draw no heat. So better to be polite than to get exposed, okay? Because anybody that has something to do with that gentleman, well, let's just put it like this. I think there's a few people quaking in their boots right now, not sure if their door is the next to come down. So, yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. I'm looking for it right now. But if not, I'm sure a lot of you all have seen it already. But it was remarkably neutral. That's the only thing I could say is she was very neutral. Well, she told the truth. How about that? She told the truth. She said that Harry had absolutely nothing to do with anything, and that was 2007. I don't know if she was there or not, but by the way, Joe Lieberman, it looks like Joe Lieberman died today. Senator Joe Lieberman, not one of my favorite people. And if I was away from this microphone right now, I would tell you what I really think about him, but not one of my favorite people. Shady, very shady. Yeah, you know what? They were saying that he was doing those kind of recordings, that he has a lot of dirt on a lot of people. And yeah, this is going to be a big problem for people. The thing is, some of the people that may be affected by it, I don't necessarily care for them. But the thing that bothers me is that, having positive African American men that are role models is sometimes hard to find in Hollywood. And there's a couple of them in particular that may be brought down. And I hate to see that happen. So I hope not. Okay, so I'm going to play this for you.
Royal and Showbiz reporter Kinsey Schofield on this one. Just look at the front page of the Sun today. He's making headlines there. He's been named in a US court documents relating to the rapper P. Diddy, whose real name is Sean Combs.
Yeah, the court documents filed in the...
Let me just forward this a little bit.
producer named Rodney Lil Rod Jones, who filed this $30 million lawsuit in February, is trying to get attention by...
By the way, the lawsuit was dropped. The lawsuit was dropped, so it doesn't mean anything at this point.
Dropping some of these bigger names like Prince Harry's into this documentation, trying to say that Prince Harry gave P. Diddy credibility. Now, the only time Prince Harry and P. Diddy are photographed together is in 2007 at an event honoring Princess Diana. The last time I could find Sean Combs talking about Prince Harry is in 2011 during a Graham Norton interview where he's joking, and he clearly has no relationship with him. There's no proof that Prince Harry has nurtured any type of relationship with Sean P. Diddy Combs. And as somebody that's worked for Diddy, I can assure you that he doesn't need Prince Harry when it comes to, you know, any sort of cool points over the years. I've never seen him have to name drop. He was always Diddy.
Rewind a minute there. You worked for him or with him?
Yeah, I threw a party for him for Ciroc vodka. And, you know, I never had any issues with him. I'm very lucky in that regard. I don't have anything negative to say about him. Obviously, these accusations are appalling, but I'm a good girl.
So she's a good girl. And he knew better. Or he knew. He knows you. Okay. So like I said, I'm surprised that she was so gracious, but I don't have a problem with anything she said. And I don't like the fact, I mean, honestly, I wasn't even sure I wanted to bother with this, but I don't like the fact that it was brought up in the first place, that the tabloid media has tried to use this as a means to go after Harry. I was, you know, I didn't like that. So anyway, Brooke, you seem to be obsessed with this. Oh, now if you know something, tell us. What have you heard? What have you heard? Okay. All right. Anyway, she was more than willing to come forth with some highly valuable information and insight. I wonder if there's any other reason why Kinsey Schofield was being so helpful, so informative. Anyway, I'm almost done, you guys. I am almost done. This right here. Let me see. What is that? Penguin Random House. Is that what that is? A Penguin Random House. The booksellers. Apparently, Spare Penguin Random House recorded a 7% revenue rise worldwide for a full year for the full year of 2023. The 4.532 million or something million pounds up from, I cannot even see that, in 2022. However, profits drop off marginally by 0.3% to that's euro, isn't it? 664 million euros or 569.4 million pounds from 666, huh? Anyway, you know, I don't like seeing those sixes like that. The performance came as parent company Bertelsmann saw revenue flat across operations compared to 2022 at 20.2 billion euros. and 17.3 billion pounds. Okay, so I guess the long and the short of it is that, like everything else, Prince Harry and Meghan, whatever they do, it turns into high profits. It turns into high profits. I mean, I have evidence. Uh, Spotify, we just talked about how they managed to get over 1 million paid subscribers. And that was a record amount of paid subscribers since Spotify was established. 1 million, because of the big bump that it got from archetypes, right? And of course, all the other subscriptions. The Prince Harry, I'm sorry, the Harry and Meghan docuseries on Netflix, it broke Netflix. People's Netflix service went out because of the docuseries. And Spare, the best-selling nonfiction, according to the Guinness Book of Records, the best-selling nonfiction in history, beating out Barack Obama. And he didn't even have a book tour. He didn't have a proper book tour. He went on 2 talk shows. He had an interview with ITV, and he had an interview with that newspaper lady, Brianna Gordon, and that's it. What was it? 5 people? Stephen Colbert, Anderson Cooper, Michael Strahan, Brianna Gordon, and Tom Bradby. And that was it. 5 interviews. The best-selling nonfiction in history. And also, it really should have won a Emmy for the spoken word, but I'm not going to go there. But yeah, it's the publishing industry's fortune was elevated because of Spare. Libraries became that much more busy because of Spare, and so on and so on. And then, of course, I almost forgot to mention that Archetypes was the first podcast in 3 years to knock Joe Rogan off of his throne. All right. And of course, Clever Blend, all Meghan had to do was let it be known, hey, I like this stuff. And I think Oprah's going to like it too. So Meghan and Oprah has taken that company that used to serve oat milk drinks out of a shack and turned it into a big, like, ma and pa industry that sold out immediately. They were on back orders. So that's just a few of the things that they're responsible for. That's why I say you ain't got to worry about the Sussexes, because they are doing incredible things. And even though those people over there in Narnia, they love to sit around and talk about how they're defeated and how are they going to make it, and surely they got to be running out of money. If they're running out of money, how are they giving money away if they don't have any money? How are they giving money away if they don't have any money? Make that make sense. It doesn't make sense because it's not true. Anyway, you guys, I am done for tonight. Thank you so much. Love you guys. Thank you again for the 54,000 subscribers. And of course, we're going to have a little dance about that. As promised, we're going to have to dance to celebrate the 54,000 subscribers. 55, here we come. And eventually 100,000, because Papa needs a new play button. That's right. Papa needs a new play button. So, where is it? Okay. Hello. Ivy here. Hello, Ivy. Girl, the Duchess of Sussex won. Meet me at the Royal Sussex party. Serge Nelly's gonna be there. All right, Ivy out. You know what? I have not come down from my high yet. As you know, All right. Well, thank you all very much. And thank you, as always, for watching Royal Sussex. This has not been a Mark Goodson or a Bill Totson production. No animals were maimed or injured throughout the production of Royal Sussex. Oh, I still have to do the Ginger Avenger. I almost forgot about that. And our last word for the day, where will we go for that one? Got to have a last word. Something that brings us all that much closer together or brings clarity or understanding. Something that makes us that much wiser. And since I can't think of nothing, since I can't think of nothing, let me see. I'm sure I have something in my bag of tricks. Let me see here. Nope. Lydia, how about that Thanksgiving photo? For those who are working Thanksgiving, thank you for your service. maybe I could repurpose that one for Easter. What do you think? Huh? Maybe I could repurpose that for Easter. Oh no! Pedal's father is ill. Oh, thank you so much for that, Lydia. Yes, you guys, please pray for Pedal's father. Oh, no wonder Pedal hasn't been on. Oh my goodness. Okay, thank you so much. I did not know that. Okay, let me see here. Yeah, Lydia, I think we could repurpose that for Easter, so I'm going to work on that for sure. I have one that involves a $20 bill. It tells a story about the 20, but I can't share that one either, not in mixed company. Maybe I'll send it to you later. Oh man, I got to stop before I get in trouble. Yeah, I'll send that one to you later though. And just so you know, I wasn't the one who wrote that on the $20 bill, okay? Whatever you're thinking, that wasn't me. Oh man. I'm in a weird mood, aren't I? Or should I say ain't I? mm, yep. Yeah, there's this here we go. Okay. I'm looking for something. Yes, good night, everyone. Don't stay up unnecessarily. I'm just looking for something interesting to say. Oh, I've never shared this one before. Let me see. I'll just share that one just for fun. Let me see. Oh, no, that's wrong. He ain't heavy. He's my brother. So on we go. His welfare is of my concern. No burden is he to bear. Okay, there you go. There you go. That's not the money I was talking about, but I think that if they're going to change the $10 bill, they should put Auntie Esther on it. They should put Auntie Esther on it. Anna Boyd, thank you so much. Oh, let me highlight that. There we go. Thank you, Anna Boyd. And thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. Yes, I think that they should definitely put Auntie Esther on the $10 bill. Hold on now, Fred Sanford. Wait a minute now, Fred Sanford. I was blind, but now I see. You old fish-eyed fool. Yeah, you gotta love Auntie Esther. And you guys, for just, I'm not telling anybody what to do, but we'd rather have Charles. We'd rather have Charles. We're not forgiving him for anything, but good Lord, we can't take Willie. We cannot take Willie. I don't know why that bothers me, but Willie scares me. Okay, so here we go. This is how we're going to close it out today. Okay, 7 cardinal rules in life. Make peace with your past so it won't screw up the present. What others think of you is none of your business. Time heals almost everything. Give it time. Don't compare your life to others and don't judge them. You have no idea what their journey is all about. Stop thinking too much. It's all right to not know the answers. They will come to you when you least expect it. No one is in charge of your happiness except you. Smile. You don't own all the problems in the world. Amen. So those are 7 cardinal rules. I will put that on the community tab just in case you forget, because I don't know, maybe somebody needs to hear that tonight. But just relax, you guys. One of the things that I always try to do at Royal Sussex is to create a positive, safe space. And I don't take anything for granted. I don't take you all for granted. We don't always agree on everything, and we shouldn't. But protect your mental health and well-being. If at times this social media gets to be too much, just step away from it. Step away from it. Stop watching the evening news, because all they're going to do is scare you and make you feel anxious, give you anxiety and such. You don't need that. Whether you're here or not, problems will be there, but they're not your problems. You cannot own everybody else's problems. And if you're not taking care of yourself, you won't even be here to help other people, right? So the Royal Sussex has got to be one of the most rewarding things I've ever done in life. And I was not expecting this at this point, but back in May of 2021, I had made up my mind that I was going to do something every day as a challenge. And since then, I have maintained that. And it has been so rewarding. I have learned so much more about the world and even about myself. And you all have been a very big part of that. So with all sincerity, thank you very much. And with that, we are going to do the Ginger Avenger, and then we're going to get out of here. So you all can get to sleep or start your day respectfully, whichever comes first. Also, someone sent me a Norwegian crown earlier in the chats or in the comments section. That was really cool. I don't think I've ever had like anything from Norway before, but that was very cool. Absolutely. Prayers to Peto's family. Oh, I love Peto. Peto is so, I love Peto's passion and her sincerity. And Peto is brave. She is so brave. And she says what needs to be said when it needs to be said. And I deeply admire that. Yeah. So, okay. All right. Love you guys. Good night. And I will see you all tomorrow. Cue the Ginger Avenger.